We are now live. We are now live on YouTube as well as we'll be sharing these on Facebook for our listeners there, and even for anybody else who will not make it to join in the future. So bear with us as we get started. And the program is a very short one, so we're not going to take so long, and make sure that you are all included in this. So just to give you the highlight of Africa Women in Trade, as you can see there, today is about Africa Women in Trade Zambia, and it's managed together by Lois. She has had a technical. If you're back, Lois, let me know so that I can hand over to you. I can see you're there. Can you hear as well? Yeah, probably she's still having some issue, but as soon as she's able, she'll be able to come here and present herself. So Africa Women in Trade, for some of you who don't know us, we have a very strong move of wanting to work together, Ubuntu, with everybody around. We are not going to lose anyone. We want to be part of this big picture, and we say I am because we are, because we all work together. And it's in this context that you'll know about, you can see on my background, the Africa Women in Europe. It was the idea of us going back and investing back at home and supporting women in trade. And so that's something that we have been wanting to do for so many years. So when the Africa Continental Free Trade, they came in, we jumped on board and we decided, yes, we have to go through this, and we're going to support our women through the following market access, I can see information sharing, and quite a lot, which I'll go through shortly as we bring the presenters. And our mission, as our vision, is to create a platform, to create a network to enable Africa women and youth to trade under AFCFTA. So we are very happy to have this mission aligning with so many other visions of so many groups and organizations wanting to do the best for the continent. I'll just go flip through our pillars. We have very strong pillars, 4 pillars, and as you can see there, one of them is to give information. We have so many platforms, WhatsApp group, LinkedIn, on YouTube as well, where we share this kind of video with you so that you can be able to really engage with us. And we also have our monthly webinar like this one, also in general, and also country webinars. So this one is basically for Zambia, Africa Women in Trade, but it can go also to other countries as well. So this is something that we are very excited about. And we also have the market access, one of the strongest pillars we have on board, because we want to make sure that our women have access to products and sell. We believe in trade and not aid. And how we do it, we have a trading platform where women can trade nationally, regional, globally. You can become a member. The membership is very, very affordable. It's 49, a lifetime membership for everyone who want to come on board, and depending with which region you want to be in. We encourage women also to not only go globally, to also start from where they are, and that's why we have the Africa Women in Zambia here, trying to build the women already on the ground. And today we'll be hearing more about what they're doing and also in the future. And this is a way of market access, so that even somebody from Kenya or South Africa who is interested with their product, they can always come. And we partner with an e-commerce platform where we can showcase products. We also have a virtual exhibition, webinar, and one of the other third pillar that is very important is grant and investment. We have different grants going on and also investments. As we speak right now, we'll be sharing with you our website also on the platform to see some of the products that some of our members, over 20 businesses that are doing very well in Africa, that we have showcasing their products for investors to start investing. So we did this in partnership. And I will talk about the partnerships as well as we grow on. And also we have other grants like Vidu projects, which have been going on as well. And I saw the other day they have opened up, if you're in Kenya, if you have a green economy and want to have a business that is solving the issues of the planet Earth, saving our planet with the carbon and so many other projects they do have for small businesses, grants that are going on. Before they were dealing with diaspora, a connection of the two, but now they are only doing for, you can apply that directly. So check www.vidu.africa. Capacity building is something very strong we do as well. And this is where the women and the youth come in, and also we partner with also organizations like She Trade. If you have not checked She Trade, they do a lot of training for free, branding, marketing assets, which is minimal, but they do as well on the platform something new that they started. So we encourage you to check on that as well. So we are have very objectives, as you see, is very clear and targeted with trade, women, as you can see, enabling opportunities for women to trade, and youth, capacity building, especially with eradicating poverty, creating jobs, and improve Africa economy. And of course, through guidelines of AFCFTA, so we are very strongly on that. Our pillars and our values are very, very closely aligned together, because when you do trade, it's business. You cannot do this without having a good collaboration with each other in terms of trust and building relationship and quite a lot. So these are the three pillars that we have been doing for the first 1 year, and I'm very excited that's why I'm able here to do a webinar with women from Zambia, and we are targeting very, very directly special organized sectors, agriculture, which is our very strongest pillar. We also have export and import finance institutes where they are able to give women capital to start and as well to grow. And especially when you talk about trade, when you go trade is when you're growing, and so you need capital for that in construction and manufacturing as well, and also the youth programs and women programs, and not forgetting the technology, because that's what has brought us here today. Without the technology, we will not be able to communicate with each other, or even trading and even communication. So we have very few products that we have successfully brought here, and you're working also from Zambia one of the day, but we have one specific product that we managed to work with Lois with the menstruation cup from South Africa. They managed to bring the product, and they're launching. If not yet, they're launching. If you're in Zambia and you want to support that business of distribution of menstruation cup, it's already there. She has already done amazing work on that. So I'm going to just flip through to show you a little bit who else is on board as well, because we don't do this on our own. On my own as well, I said Ubuntu here. We have our representative in South Africa, and we also have Kenya, Ghana, Rwanda, Nigeria, Cameroon, Zambia. As you can see, our Lois is there together with other women from Mozambique, Angola, and more countries. Your country is not here, reach out to us and tell us how we can work with you together. We're also extending also globally. You can see we have Dr. Lucy McKenzie from the US, and I am overlooking the whole organization in terms of bringing these bridges together. We work very closely with partners, as you can see them, very, very closely. And the Africa Women in Europe is one of the pillar of all of them, as well with the transport like Jumia. If I've never heard of Jumia, is a logistic company, Google. They are very much supporting a lot of logistics solutions in the continent, the intra-trade. We have Seed Trace. They came to us the other day. They presented their product. We also have Farmers Network. Check out Farmers Network. It's a very grateful product. If you're a farmer and need to connect with other farmers, you can work around that. So Legal Africa, we are hosting a very great event, not this month, if I'm not wrong, or next month. And it's a very important way to understand policies, trade, investment, wealth creation, and not forgetting one and only AIEC, who is a very good partner with us in South Africa, the African Innovative and Entrepreneurship Center. So this is something that we are very excited, because through this partnership, we finally are going to meet in person. So I'm inviting all of you here who are business people, or even in the future, we're going to listen to us. We are hosting for the first time a face-to-face connection after interacting with webinars and connection with all these issues. This time we'll be meeting in Cape Town. We have already secured a place in October 20th, 22nd. We can confirm. A lot of people have confirmed already. We'll be sharing all this information. Actually, it's already on our website. And one of our assistant there, she's going to share with you all the website and the links so that you can be able to join. It's a very interactive. It's about expo. It's about conference, learning, something new in trade. If your business is ready for trade, this is the platform to go for that. The link you can access as well. But even going to www.africanwomenintrade.com, you'll be able to see all our work there. So there are so many programs coming up. I don't want to take too much time because we ran out a little bit. We'll be having an e-magazine. We also have an e-commerce solution that is coming up as we speak as well. So connect with us. And we are happy to be here with you anytime, whenever you're ready to connect with us. So I want to thank you so much and hand over. I don't know whether, Lois, you are able to get connection finally. Let me know so that I can add you here to take over with the next guest speaker, because today is about Africa women in trade. And she mentioned she had an issue with her internet connection. So I'm going to call out our next speaker, Madam Mwichi Chishimba. So she's going to come with us, a very, very eminent woman doing amazing work in her area. If you're there and you can hear us, unmute yourself, and you can put your video as well. Did we lose her as well? Miche, are you there? Please unmute yourself.
The network is really, really bad. Yeah?
Yes, we can hear you.
But I'm here.
Great. You can hear me well? That sounds very good. So
yes, I can hear you well, yes.
Yes, I'm going to hand over to you as we go on. And I think you mentioned you have your presentation ready. I can share that. Is that okay with you?
No. Actually, I don't have. I have the presentation.
Oh, yes.
Within.
Yes, sorry, I'm taking over some roles. So go ahead. The next speaker will be sharing with us more with the presentation. Go ahead, introduce yourself, tell us about yourself and how we can relate with you and what you do.
Okay, so my name is Mwichi Chishimba. I've been working with women. My profession is agricultural economy, 7 years. And my interest with AWT is to realize that what you want to achieve is bordering around women and trade. And that is where to notice came in. And I'm happy to say that when coming together and forming partnerships are able to help, especially the rural women, because that's where the challenge really is. They have so much that they can do, but they are limited in terms of resources, in terms of skills. They need capacity to be built and all that. So for me, I realized when I was speaking with, I was engaged Lois, and we were talking about the women that we've been working with. And from the beginning, it all happens, of course, when a woman wants to get into a business, it begins with an idea. And so she said, could we also talk about finance? Could we also talk about the issues that women have bordering support for their businesses in terms of financing? So I told her, from the experience that I've had, I'm glad to say that we also have a role to play if we are going to attract much investment into whatever we are doing. And so it all begins from the idea, the impact that this is going to cause to the people around us, because most of the times in observation, you find that there are so many businesses that someone can engage in, but what really is that business going to have? What impact is it really going to have? What is the solution? What's the problem? And what solution are you going to offer that is going to help these women, the people around you? Because that is part of what will actually will lead to the sustainability of whatever you're doing. It's the needs that you are meeting, the solution to that problem that you'll be able to meet as a woman in whatever business you're doing. So that describes that investment, because you don't keep records as a business. A business has started small. Is it growing? What are the indicators that are showing that my business is growing as a woman? I may not be that, I'm saying that in inverted commas, as educated or at a certain level of education where I'm able to write a business plan. But that is where it begins. If I am a woman in a rural area and I come across support, for instance, I have an organization like African Women in Trade, and they're able to offer capacity building to even a woman that does not really know how to read and write, but she has a vision, she has a plan. How are we going to work around that so that she can put that on paper and be able to sell it out to somebody that can buy into that? So when we look at the woman herself, that is where it should begin from, at whatever level. What support am I going to get as a woman? I can't read and write, but I'm interested. I have this business idea. Who is going to come and help me? So when that person that is available, whether it's a mentor woman, whether it's a woman who wants to mentor me, she's able to write a business plan. At least after the idea is beginning to start, am I able to start small? Are there resources or is anything else that I can do as a woman that is going to help me to get to where I'm going? Because I need to start. Many are the times that women will tell you, I want to start a business, but I don't have capital. Oh yes, what is the capital? What resources? What do I have within me? I've given examples to women that I would meet in the densely populated areas at the markets and discuss with them and say, look, what skill do you have? And when they tell me, no, I've not been to college, no, I've not been, I'm saying, are you able to wash? Can you go and do laundry for 6, 7 women who are busy and are able to raise a $20? In that $20, what are you going to begin with? So I'm getting back to myself and thinking, so if our women are going to be empowered, what should the empowerment be? Is it the $20 that I am going to give that woman, or is it the $20 that I'm going to first build her capacity and let her standing of how am I going to engage my customers? How am I going to market my product? Even if I'm in Zambia, Joy, we have places in Lusaka, for instance, Kanyama. I'm in Kanyama. I want to sell my vegetables. How am I going to be different? I've been selling my vegetables. I order vegetables from a farm and then I start packaging them. How is my packaging? I think that's where we need to get our women to where they're able to understand their small business, I would put it, to visualize the farm and not just moving from place to place. Where from the farm, am I able to get now onto the African women trade network and be able to package my product? How have I packaged my product? So an initiative like AWT is very, very important. It's very, very good. The onus is on us as women that understand the business process or the dynamics in entrepreneurship to go back now to our women. If we are saying we are supporting women in the rural areas, because that's where we need to begin from. How are we going to do it? What are we going to put in them that is going to make them understand that, hey, did you know that actually there's AWT? You're able to network? No, but I can't read and write. Yes, you cannot read and write, but we are cooperating. We are forming. We have groups. We have if there are 10 women, for instance, that are not able to read and write, we always have someone who's sort of a mentor and is able to bring these people to a place where they are able to trade, even at international level. So reading and writing will not really be a problem, because we would have sorted that problem with a mentor. We really need to, this conversation has been going on women, access to finance and all that. But when you think back, when you sit back and analyze this, it brings you back to the place at idea stage. What happened when the idea came up? How was this woman helped to get to the place where she can now launch out at regional level, African regional level or international level? That for me, that is where I would want us to discuss. Where we are helping these women, at what level, and where have we brought them from? So if there are 5 tiers, if a woman is at tier 1, where she has the idea, she's at tier 2, now where she begins to implement. Where are we offering support? Okay, now how are we going to expose you and train you so that you can be effective as a member of AWT? So that's what has been on my mind, as I've been a person, as a trainer of trainers for women in the rural areas in entrepreneurship. Those are the issues that we find. And sometimes you find that we keep on going back and forth because maybe we are not really establishing strong base in the areas of our operation where we go and train women, and maybe go back and see how they are doing. And maybe we have to start formulating other strategies which will make, or maybe have us accountable to these same women that we are training, so that they can also be accountable to us and not just leave them. I say this from a background where we go and train maybe 1,500 women, and for instance, a project ends. So what next? We would have trained the women, they would have started doing their businesses, they could have probably even accessed a little bit of finance, but who is taking account of these women that we would have trained? And so it still brings me back to saying we need to have proper structures that are going to help us go back to these women, offer them support, and just give them targets, just work with mentors that are able to be accountable to these women. And for me, that's where my mind is. That's where my focus is. Anybody can start a business. I can wake up in the morning and begin a business, but what value am I attaching to this business? Is it because as a woman, I'm starting a business because I'm trying to just take my children to school, or this business is long-term where even my children have grown, they can still run with this same business? Is it a short-term problem, answer to my problems, such that when I have taken my children to school and they are done with university, I can stop this business because this business just came about because I needed to fend? That's good. But every business should be sustainable. Every business should grow. Every business should evolve around the current trends, the social media and all these things. How are we going to get social media to our women who are in Shangombo? Are we going to access social media, or somebody is going to come from somewhere and go and showcase what the women are doing, because they probably cannot move from where they are, it's distant, but they have this good product that can be needed in Kenya, they have this good product that can be sold in Mozambique, or there's this good fruit which can be grown in another country, and things like that. So I feel that that's where we could discuss. The song about access to finance is something that has kept on being sung. But at the end of the day, how prepared that will be given the business plan that can be taught to any woman at rural level. You know, even if a woman can't read and write, she should be able to have an understanding of the investment that she'd put in and her business growth, how she would want to see her business. That can be put on paper for her so that she can run with it. Even if she can't read and write, the basic literacy skills, she should be able to give it to somebody who would be able to understand and even access funding. But where we have no records, even the funding partners themselves, they also want to see a certain level of you can't have a business without records, for instance. How are you saving the money? How do they know that they can entrust their money with you as a woman? Because that is major. Where is your business plan? No, I don't have a business plan. Why? Because I don't know. Why is it important? Because I know that when I get my vegetables from the farm, I'm going to package them. No, it should begin from there, where order begins. The order of a business begins at inception, at idea stage. This thing is put right down such that when I look at it, even if I don't have the funds, I'm a resource myself. The little things that I can do around me, that I can have to raise this money. Somebody should be able to sit me down and say, you are not going to wallow in self-pity for 3 years, just thinking about how access to finance. What is it that you have within you that is going to help you grow the money? Access to finance, very, very important. But I myself, what is my input in this? What have I done that should make somebody want to buy into the product that I have? What is the quality in Uganda and say, we want to partner with you as a business and start bringing these products to Uganda. So Lois, I don't know if I have any question from you or Joy.
Thank you so much, Muche, for sharing that information. Yeah, as women, it starts from us. You cannot just dream and then you're not taking a step. So if you want to become somebody, you have to take a step. You are committed in doing what you want. Even people, they will see what you are capable of doing. Different women. It's here to market integration, right networking, it will be like you are empowering yourself. Apart,
I can't hear you, Lois.
Are you able to get me, Muche?
Yeah, I think we can.
Are you getting me or you're not getting me?
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead.
All right. So it's here to empower us and help us to get the right connection, the right network. You can have the skill, you can have the capacity, but if you don't have the right connection, you still remain on the same level. But what African Women in Trade is trying to do is to make sure that they get access to. You are able to advertise what you are doing. We are able to get the skills and the right information which you need as a woman, as a youth. So let's rise up as youth. We shouldn't just sit down and wait. If we don't take a step, it starts from us ourselves to take a step. Let's all have a chance to look at the website, see what African Women is doing, become a member and have access to all the information that you need. Have access to the network, the right networks that you need. Which I was talking about access to finance. What is it that how we can build women in the rural setup? We have women in the rural setup, yes, who are doing quite well. But as much as they can work apart if they don't have the right access to market, they'll still remain on the same level. It means like their efforts, they're getting wasted. So we are here to build each other and see to it that we are not just improving on our own, but we are also helping others to get on another level. If there are any questions are welcome. I think the platform is open. Contributions, questions.
I don't see any questions for now. But Muiche,
Okay.
maybe Muiche wanted you to, if you have any question for her from your side.
All right. Despite that, I've missed some of the information that she shared, but I've picked some. And my question is, what are the challenges women are facing to have access to finance? What is limiting women to have access to finance?
Hello? You can hear me?
Yes.
Yes, I can.
Okay, so I'm going to begin that and answering that question like this. Several times we've sat as women and discussed and wallowed and told ourselves, I think getting access to funding is who you know. I think that you need to have a contact. I think that, yes, that's true. Yes, I would not deny that fact. But the truth is that sometimes our packaging is just not right. Our business ethic at times is not what the funding partner is looking for. So if we women would become open-minded and get to work, the work I'm talking about is sit down and begin to assess or call somebody outside, an independent person, to assess your business and advise. Because that's why we have business consultants. That's why we have the ministries. These people, you can go the business where you can be, you can do some level of entrepreneurship and understanding of marketing. Because when you see somebody that, when you have a mentor, as women, if you have a mentor, the mentorship I'm talking about is not a person because they're a PhD holder, is somebody that has succeeded in their business. I think as women, we shouldn't fear to walk to somebody. I'll give you an example. In Zambia, we have Mrs. Sylvia, Silva Catering. I've forgotten their name, but I know her first name is Sylvia. I've at one point interacted with her. I've had a Zoom meeting with her, and she's been able to respond to me in the area, in her expertise, in her area of expertise. So when this is a very loud question when we say, what are the issues that are surrounding women not accessing finance? I personally have observed that there are things that we are not doing that the funders are looking for. And that's where it all begins. What am I not doing right? If I'm managing my business, am I compliant to the statutory laws or instruments that are given by the different departments? Am I paying NAPSA for my workers? Am I ZRA compliant? Am I workers' compensation compliant? And then here is a funding partner that comes. You've got a good idea. Your business looks seemingly financing, is succeeding, but you're not compliant. So how do you expect to receive funding in that way? Your company is unregistered, and they are probably looking for a registered company that has gone to CEEC and registered, that has gone to ZPPA if you want to be a supplier. I think that we as women also need to take a fair share of the blame of not getting to find out really what is going on. I'll give you an example of the CDF. How many women just recently came together that have not been working together to come and to say, let's form a cooperative and get some money? I did a survey, a very short research recently in my constituency where I am. And I discovered the women that had applied for this funding, they just wanted to keep chickens. Are you telling me, Lois, that chickens are the only business that is there that can be done in Zambia?
Not at all.
Are you telling?
It's not only chickens. Yes.
Our minds as women so sometimes are not open-minded to learn other businesses and other things that we can do. So access, the funding I've noticed is that somebody once told me, if you're looking for rich with that person, because if we come together and say, okay, look, we are 20 women. Can we call somebody to come and speak to us? Can we go to the Ministry of SME and have these people come to us? Can we go to the Ministry of Cooperatives and have someone cooperative well? That is where we should begin from. Because when we have set our foundation right, I can assure you that it will not be difficult for us to access funding, because we can walk into any office and tell them, look, we have everything that you laid down. Here are the things that you wanted. We have them. So why aren't you funding us? So responsibility should happen with us as women. We should take a keen interest in pursuing organizations like AWT, sending them emails. If there's a representative in Zambia, and say, look, I need help. Can you look at my business plan? Or can you help me? Or can you find somebody an expert in this area of business that can stand on my own? If we are going to continue being shy and not opening up and seeing where areas where we can find support, then we are not going to manage to access the funding that we keep on singing about. It's there. In Zambia, if you're in Zambia, you know that there's a CDF. And from the people that are listening to me, how many have taken a keen interest to find out what actually is needed for the CDF? How much can I get? And how much am I going to be paying back? How many of us listening to me that are in Zambia can be able to tell me? Because that's money given to every constituency. And each one of us belongs to a constituency. It begins from there. I'm not going to look outside my constituency before I can even access or utilize the opportunity that I have in my business, in my constituency where I am, in Rome. So, Lois, I know that sometimes we want to feel good and attend a meeting and be told where this funding is, but how prepared are you? How prepared are you for this funding? What do you know about the bank that is funding women? What are they looking for? Have you gone to find out, or is it by faith that I'm just going to tell them this is my business idea? Have you been to ZDA and done a market research? Because ZDA is able to help you do your market research such that by the time you're bringing your product on the market, it would have been received well, because they assess it, they put it on the market for you, see how the response is from the people, and they give it back to you. So are we as women accessing this as we are beginning our businesses? Are we accessing organizations that the government has put in place like ZDA? Have we been to ZDA if you're a business owner and found out how ZDA, Zambia Development Agency, is able to help you? Because they do help, they are giving support to women. So it's not about the money. Let's put the money let's not talk about the money before we take responsibility of what we've invested into us, if in our ability to receive the funding. Right now, if I go to the internet, there are angels out there that are giving money. There are grants there are grants being offered by different organizations, IFAD, USID, AGS, GSIK, and all these. But am I at a place where I can confidently walk in an office and tell them, look, you have $10,000. Here are the papers. Let me pitch in 3 minutes and you'll be able to give me this money. So that's it, Lois. That's it. AWT has, on accessing finance for the digital, for those in the digital businesses, startups, and all that. But what happens to most of us? We shun away, because when you see the list, when you look at the list, you feel like, no, I can't. No, you can. If you begin from somewhere and go to the right people to help you. Thank you.
Yeah. So much for that information. Yeah, it's true. It starts with the mindset. Here we are. I think on the chart we put the website for African women in trade. How many are willing to join? To pay to become a member, and it's just a one-off thing where you'll be able to have access to information.
I have a question.
So we really have to, if we can't change yes, Joy.
Yes, I have a question, and you mentioned very well about the mindset. You talked about the importance of really people thinking before even they go to the bank, before even they think about money. Are we ready in our mindset? And I'm asking this to Madam Muiche, because what I've realized is most of people, women in the platform, is that we always think we need money. We need money to do something, to do what? So you get the money and then think what you want to do, which is actually very wrong. It should be, first of all, finding out what is your talent? What can you provide people that is worth it? And you start from, and sometimes you don't need even money in the beginning to train yourself to see whether you are able to bring a product or interested in because sometimes it's not about going to borrow the money at the end of the day. I believe borrowing money is when you need the capital to start a business or to grow your business. And sometimes when you start really, really small, you don't need, because you start from what you have around you. And sometimes you have family, friends, you have people who trust you in between to see whether your idea is going anywhere, because there's no way a bank can give you money without seeing what can you do. So let's start maybe the mindset. I want you to also help me out here with the thinking of the women to change their mindset. It's not about the money first. Is it the money first, or first of all, building yourself first to find out what? Because entrepreneurship is a very hard business. It's not something like an employment. You go and get the money, and if you don't get like a job, you go get another job. With entrepreneurship, you have to work day and night. Are you ready for this? So what do you think about that? Are women mentally prepared, or is it just about being given money to start something and then they think about it? So what kind of support or help can you help our women to understand that first? Back to you, Muiche.
I think we need more of
Back.
All right, Muiche.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Lucy, as well. Lois, go ahead.
Yes, I think our women need more of capacity building. Changing their mindset, it's not an easy job, but they really have to be told and made to if they don't change their mindset, their mindset, making them know that how to look for money. There are times, I'll give an example. Some of us who have shoes which we are not using, some items which we are not using, but yet we say we don't have access to finances. Yet we have items which we are not using, which we can easily sell and start up a business. So the work is on capacity building, changing and trying to see on how they can get transformed and see to it that it's not always waiting for somebody. Dependent syndrome. We should change our minds from always depending on which I pick it up. Muiche?
Are you on
Hello?
mute? Yeah, go ahead.
Hello? Hello? Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Yes. I can I begin?
Yes.
My network is really bad. Okay. I want to speak from my experience and how so many times I felt like I need money for
Mucha, we lost you.
Education, like.
Okay.
I think we lost that. We tried our luck very much. So,
Hello.
You're back. Okay, go ahead.
Yes, I'm back. Yeah, so the network is really bad where I am. So I was trying to say that. So until I went to Central Province, and we were, the thing that IFAD is supporting, and the Ministry of Finance here in Zambia of supporting rural finance. So we are working with women. We were working with women, and we go out in the community there to encourage them to save money. And they are in these saving groups, and we are singing the song, Open Bank Accounts. You can't save money in boxes, and we sing that song. This is village banking. And they have an understanding, and they even tell you, yes. I'm responding especially to what Alois was saying. So this is now mindset. So we were keeping money. So now people are transitioning. They are transitioning from keeping money in under the bed. They are transitioning from keeping money in boxes or whatever they were using, metal boxes, into saving money in the bank. Okay. So now you are telling a woman that every year, August, September, wants to buy fertilizers, and then you're telling her she should save money, and when she saves the money and and everything else. So now I sit back when I go back to my room and I say, but what am I really doing? Am I removing the women from a problem where their money is secure in a bank in terms of the building, or am I changing their minds to begin to find other ways and means where they can raise more money that they can save? What song are we singing? Are we singing the song of get your money to the bank, save your money in the bank so that when you need it, you go and get it? Or am I singing the song to say, when you have kept your money in the bank, you can go anytime and withdraw it and reinvest it. But the only time that you're going to the bank to go and withdraw that money that you've saved is now when you see that your business is growing and you need to capitalize it. So does it mean that a woman cannot save money in the bank and be able to withdraw that money and use it? Can a woman also have a 10 kwacha and save it every week in her bank account or in her mobile wallet and go back and help her start a business? So it's now going to begin with me. The person that Lois is saying is going to build capacity of these women. What information am I going to give them that will help them change? Or is there something that I'm going to do, or an idea that I'm going to bring up that will make women understand that saving money is good, but even better when I'm able to increase my savings and I'm able to reduce on my costs of whatever? Is it okay if I go back to the community and tell the women, can we come together and keep cows so that we can stay away from buying artificial fertilizers, which gallop a lot of our money every year? So the issue of mindset is going to begin with those of us that are passionate about the rural woman or about the woman who's illiterate, to go and help her think around that, to say, what is in it for me? Yes, I can save money. Is it possible for me to save money and not even look outside to say that I need this funding? Is it possible for me to keep some goats so that on a rainy day in my business, when things have not gone well in an investment that I made, even if it's in a village, I can still go back and get one goat and sell it and capitalize my business or reinvest in my business? I think that's where we need to be. That's the place probably where we need to say, when we talk about mindset change, is where we need to begin with our women. Are we the people that are going to build capacity for these women, understanding also that the people that we are dealing with? Or is it because we are just going because there's something in it for us? So if there's nothing in it for us, and you just have a passion to see another woman come out of the kind of thinking that is not developmental, I must have a plan. Yes, I'm going to teach basic entrepreneurship skills, but am I going to open the minds of the women to another kind of thinking? The kind of thinking where they see that the ability to create wealth rise within me, rise within my hands, rise within the fact that I can go and steal somebody's field and raise this money that I need to give me transport to go to the capital city or wherever where I need to go. Or are we going to have a mindset where we are going to say, okay, we are 20 women and each one of us has got $1. Can we put this dollar together and agree on what we are going to do to raise enough so that each one of us that has got that has a passion for a certain business, we can invest into you? Do we really need somebody to come out of the country to come? Or are we going to work together as 20 women? And when we've raised that money and said, okay, we are all selling tomatoes, can we now begin to see how we can access and start access the machinery? Because when we talk about funding, I think the mindset is that it's cash. No, it's not. No, it's not. The mindset should change towards machinery. If I'm able to access machinery, or where is it that we can take our products, where these products can be produced for us and we can collect it and sell it and wanting to.
We're losing you, Muiche. Yeah, we lost again. So yeah, I think that was quite extensive. Lois, you can go ahead, introduce the next speaker, but as you wind up the last one.
All right. Thank you so much, Muiche, for that powerful insight and very informative. I think we have learned a lot, and I believe in even the people who are attending the workshop, they're able to benefit, to share the knowledge that they've received today. Our next speaker is Trishan Jofu.
Hello.
Our next speaker is Trishan Jofu. Yes, Muiche, thank you so much. We really appreciate for the effort and all the knowledge that you've shared. We are actually empowered and equipped. I think we've received some information, and it's up to us to grab it and run with it. It's not everyone who received the message and use it. It's not everyone who received knowledge and utilize it. So it's up to an individual and make a decision. And step by step, you still remain on the same level. Just like I said, it starts with the mindset. If we are not willing to do so much, I'll just introduce our next speaker. Our next speaker is Trishan Jofu. She's a degree holder in real estate.
Oh, good afternoon.
Are you trying to say something, Muche?
No, it's
Yes,
Trisha. Trisha is just acknowledging she's here now.
All right, okay. Yes, our next speaker is Trishan Jofu. She has a degree in real estate. The CEO and the founder stroke CEO for Tweet Design. She's very good in fashion designing things. She has her own stuff. It will be, I won't say much. I think let's hear from her and see what she has to and learn from what she's been doing. Thank you so much. Over to you, Trisha.
Good afternoon. Can you get me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Can you get me?
Yes.
Can you ask me if you can share the PowerPoint?
Yeah, I think you're using two devices. You may have to mute one. The one that you wanted to for the video. But meantime, as I share your presentation, 1 second. Let me know whether you can see your presentation.
Yes, I can.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. I'm using my phone, so I think you have to go to my presentation.
Okay, 1 second. I'm hoping this is the one, but I'm not sure. Just 1 second, I get your presentation.
Oh, okay.
Okay, but you can go ahead, introduce yourself as I do this.
All right, thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone. As earlier on mentioned, just going to just have a brief background of who I am and what I actually do. So my name's Trisha Njovu. I actually hold a degree in real estate, but I'm currently trying to work on my skill that I've actually had for quite some time. I think since when I was young, I have a passion of sewing, and over time I've developed something that I actually am selling, that which I'm going to talk about today on this platform. I'm so grateful for according me the opportunity just to talk about what I do on a personal basis. My company actually ran it with my young sister. We're the two of us currently doing the business, the two of us, me and my young sister. And I believe in future, as we grow, we'll be able to actually employ some people to work with to help us achieve our goal. So Tutu Designs is basically a business that deals with baby nest. And this idea was just gotten from Pinterest. As I was going through some Pinterest ideas, I found myself looking at something that really touched my heart. And I thought to myself to say, I actually believe that I can make this thing and can actually help me bring some income to help me go through life. I can just go to the next slide. So I'll have a brief description of what a baby nest is, and that's actually one made by me. It's a baby nest that actually made with my 2 hands, and I thank God for giving me such a skill. So some people may be wondering what a baby nest is. There's a brief description there, which I'm just going to quickly read out. So a baby nest is a mini bed with edges or cushions that surround the little ones, reproducing the feeling of protection that they had in their mother's belly or in a lap. Surrounded by these pillows, babies, especially newborns, are relaxed and sleep more easily. In addition to the rows, do not allow the child to fall down from wherever they are because they serve as a protective barrier. Thank you. So apart from baby nests, we also make nesting pillows. Can you just go to the next slide? Yes. So those are the nesting pillows that we also make on my right hand are the descriptions that we actually have and have sold out to a lot of clients. And then on the left bottom, there's a photo of how a baby nest can actually be used. Yes. Thank you. Can you go to the next slide? So today I was tasked to just talk about the challenges that are faced that women who are in business face on a day-to-day basis. But before I went to the general challenge that women face, I wanted to talk about what we actually face at Tutu Designs, the challenge that we go through as Tutu Designs. So on the market, we usually have difficulties in the prices that we buy our raw materials for. And you find that almost every month, you find every time you want to go and purchase a material, you find the prices are increasing. And on our part, we can't really also be increasing what we sell the baby nest for, just because our suppliers are increasing. So we have to at least balance, because if we increase because our suppliers are increasing, this will make our customers run away from us. So it's really a challenge on our part, because we can't be increasing when our suppliers are increasing. So this really becomes a challenge. Then we also have shortages of the baby print materials on the market. For some time, I've been trying to try and outsource these materials, let's say from China, South Africa, even our neighboring countries, Tanzania, but it's a bit of a challenge. But I think from this presentation, I think doors are going to open, and it's a very good opportunity for me to actually try and express the challenges that I go through, because I've been trying to contact some of my friends that are in South, just to try and see if they can actually help me with the purchasing of fabric. And it has really been a challenge, because they don't really understand the type of material I want, and even the pricing, because I have my friends sometimes report to say, no, I can't go to this place. I know to say the place that can sell actually sell the fabric at a cheaper price, but I don't know, they have some constraints on the movements. So it's a bit it's a challenge for them, because they don't really know what I want. But at the end of the day, I believe this platform is going to open doors for me, and actually maybe try to contact with other women in countries that can help me purchase these fabrics. And also try to purchase these materials from China, but I had a challenge, in the sense that I was required to they're telling me you can't buy in small quantities. You only have to buy, let's say, a row, and that's quite a lot. And seeing to it that our business is just in its infancy stage, and we don't really have so much money to actually buy in bulk. So that's also a challenge. I think this can be less a burden on us if we can actually know someone who's on the ground and tell them what we want. And maybe if it's possible, if they can only just buy a few for us, because at this stage we can't really get a lot. So I believe this platform will really help us in solving out the issue of buying in bulk. Then even the lack of neutral colors on our market. This has also been a challenge, because find that most of the time you go to buy the materials, they only have limited stock. And you find they only have, let's say, just for boys and girls, but most of our clients want something neutral, and that's really a challenge. So I believe, and I usually try to Google in other countries, let's say South Africa, the kind of prints that they have, and you find, say, they have really nice materials, but just for me to access them is a challenge. And I believe out of this platform, I'm going to find someone who's going to help me on that one. We'll go to our next slide. So at the end of the day, I just generalized everything and tried to also cater for other women in doing other businesses, and just try to see what challenges are they what are the general challenges that we women are facing. This is way away from my business. So the first one is limited funding. Not all business people are fortunate enough to have an investor or financer for their business. Some have to raise capital on their own. So not everyone is privileged like me. But again, this point has somehow been challenged by our presenter who came before me, and she has really opened my eye to say no one should be limited by funding. You have to start with what you have. Whatever skill you have, you have to really use it. That's when you can go out there and try to showcase what you have. You have to have something in your hands to present before you look for funding from other people. Just like we did as Tweety Designs, we sat down and said, what is it that we have that we can use? And it started with one machine, and right now can testify to say we are increasing, we're expanding on our machinery. Just from the income that we've raised from using one machine, we're here testifying to say, out of what we raised, we were able to get more machinery to help us in processing the same baby-nest. Then the following one is balancing responsibilities. Most women really find it hard to balance responsibilities. You find that you're a mom, you're also a working mom. For me, right now, I'm not currently in formal employment, but I see how I sometimes juggle with life, having to manage this business, having to manage family. So I believe in people. I believe women also I believe to say women who are, let's say, who are married and have a business, while also in informal employment really have that challenge. So I think it's, I call upon the society to just help out in solving out this issue. I'll go to the next slide. Yes, fear of failure. Entrepreneurship or running a business is risky and entails unforeseen circumstances. Never fear failure. You will never try if you fear. No one goes into business with a guarantee of success. Fear of the unknown, and the unknown is a major issue for women. They dread failing, especially if people surrounding them were skeptical of their capacity in business. This fear is toxic because women may end up operating from a place of fear instead of confidence. As a result, they will fail in business even when they are not meant to succeed. So on this one, I'll just encourage my fellow women just to stand up on what they believe in. You have to be passionate on what you believe. If you have a skill, just go for it. You don't have to wait for someone to push you. Start bit by bit, take baby steps, and at the end of the day, you are going to make it in life. You don't have to, people will talk, people will say negative things, say, no, what do you have on the table? How are you going to succeed? Are you going to have the market? But we are seeing the market already right now. We have seen to say women can actually come together. So this is actually a market. So don't listen to what people are going to say. Just be focused on what you believe in, and you are going to achieve it. Put all your might in everything that you do. Can you go to the next slide? So also have inadequate support system. What would women achieve? What would women achieve if they had a perfect support system? Struggling or failing in business could be the result of a lack of adequate support system. In business, no man's an island. Women tend to face the greatest challenges in getting support, from lacking the relevant connections to needing financial access or emotional support. They also need mentors and sponsors to guide them in the new path. The support system is often expensive, forcing women to delay starting their businesses. So as women, I think on this one, I'll just say, let's stand up for one another. Let's support each other. If someone has got an idea, just back them up. You don't know what tomorrow holds for them. So let's just be there for one another, even emotionally. Some people are stressed. So just try to just be a partner for someone. Let's hold hands, and I believe we can achieve what we want as women. Then there's timidity. Women who strive and succeed are often shy about talking their accomplishments. They're afraid of being labeled as proud or boastful people. Humility is not shyness or intimidity. Women need to stand up to their success and let people around them recognize it. I think we have to stand up and tell the world what we have achieved, because only then are we going to inspire other people. We're not supposed to shun away from our successes. We have to go out there and just encourage people, tell them what you have succeeded in. And I believe you're going to help someone out there just from your testimonies. And the next one. Yeah, so just in conclusion, I believe in yourself and own your own success. That's what I can encourage my fellow women, just to believe in what they have, and don't wait for tomorrow. Start it today. Whatever it is that you want to do, you have to do it today. Don't wait for tomorrow. Thank you. Thank you.
Just a quick one. I think I picked one or two things from what you are mentioning. Then I'll also ask you a few questions. Yeah, of course, I've learned that if you have passion for something, passion to do such a business, if it's coming from the heart, even when you fail for the first time, you won't just abandon what you're doing because you have a heart for it. So you mentioned that when you're doing something, let it come from deep down your heart. Because if it's coming from deep down your heart, you push and strive to succeed. Then, as women, you talked about balancing. Yes, it's actually difficult for women to balance time, but also time management. It's very important. It's not easy to take care of their life. You have a lot of things to take care of, but I think it just comes back to us to tell us how should we learn to divide our time and see to it that because of other activities, our passion and our desires, it's not left behind because of other obstacles.
Yes.
Just like Muche said, you start from what you have. You are your own source. It's not about other people to come in, no. Discover who you are. Discover what you have. What kind of talent is it that is in you? And utilize that and make it grow to become something big. Most of the time, we are afraid of starting up something because we are looking at, you are, just like you said, you are afraid of the unknown certainties, fear of the unknown. But if you really want something in life, be focused and always fight to get what you want. That's a quick one. I'm sure there are people on the platform here. They have talent, but they haven't done anything. They are sitting on their own talents. They are sitting on their own success. They are sitting on their own finances. What prompts you to start what you are doing now? That should give as a way to encourage others out there to use what they have in themselves instead of waiting for others to empower them.
Okay, what actually made me start is after I graduated, I'm still applying. So I thought to myself, I can't wait for someone to employ me, but for how long am I going to wait for that person to employ me? I have this thing. In fact, I bought this machine, my first machine. I bought it before I even graduated. I used to make some skates for my schoolmates, and I saw to say, okay, I'm actually making money. It's true to say someone can actually, earn a living out of this. So even after graduating, I said I won't sit down and wait for someone to employ me. I'll just have to use my hands, my skill that God has given me. And I just went one day, went on Pinterest and saw a baby nest. So like, okay, there's actually few people making these things on the market. Why can't I also jump in and see what it has? And that's how come I jumped in. So whatever opportunity that you have in life, just get hold of it. Just seize it. It's yours, and there's no satisfaction in doing what you love and what you like. You know, you have this satisfaction after even the money that you earn from doing what you love is actually sweet than money that you get after if you haven't sweated for it. So you have to really know what you want in life, and everyone can make it. Just go out there and do what you love. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And I'm glad that we have women and youth to see to it that you've been talking about having issues with getting the right connection, getting the right materials. I believe with African women in trade, the right network on how you can access good materials and how you can grow the business. I think apart from that, you should also start looking out at Zambia, selling your items. Also try to think of advertising and growing your business to other nations. I'm sure I've seen the baby nest. You're doing a great job, and other countries, they're buying some for their newborn babies. Thank you so much, and it's great that you've shared your experience and your achievements, and keep on pushing until you get there. You know, you don't just dream and sit on your dream. You dream and start doing something. That's the way it's supposed to be. You dream of it, you start, and you push until you get where you are supposed to be.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Just
I really thank Joy
before she
Joy.
goes, before you close with Trisha, I have to recognize that we have one more question here. I think that one was Misha, and another one for Trisha. And I can tell you we are having listeners also on YouTube, and I have to announce this. I know they're not hearing us, but I can see a lot of diasporans out there interested to know what Zambia is bringing on board. I've just been informed that some of women from Tsunami and Granada, they are watching through YouTube. One government officer from Grenada as well. These are the islands in St. Lucian area. So so many people are listening here as well, or together on YouTube. And I want to recognize all of you. Thank you so much, Janine. She's one of our members here in Belgium right now, and she's very much supporting women also in products, makeup. She's bringing up a new brand for our skin and our hair. She's very passionate about that. But back to you, Trisha, maybe one question as I wait to see whether I get a question from them. And also from the listeners, is that you mentioned, I just saw your baby nest, you talked about material. Do you know Africa, I don't know about Zambia, in particular, cotton is one of the products that new babies are advised to use. Is it one of the products you're using for your product? Because these are products that are available in the continent. You don't need to go to China to get them. And which are these materials you're looking for that are not available? Maybe something I'm interested to know that, because Africa, we have good cotton, probably not yet refined well, but in Kenya, for example, we have companies that are producing cotton and I can tell you because here in Europe, this is the most recommended material that is needed because of the natural way of babies. They can use that without being infected with other type of material like polyesters and all that. Maybe Trisha, you can point out for us there, which material are you using? And maybe it would be nice if this were made of Kanga's material, because made of cotton, you know, rather than different branding them for the Africans as well. So maybe I throw that to you there, and I can see a question is coming for you as well. I'll share with you after you finish that one. Go ahead, Trisha.
Okay, thank you very much. Yes, sorry. So they actually are made out of cotton material. We have quite a lot of the plain ones are available. I won't deny that one. But the printed ones, the ones that have got baby characters, cotton, is where I find the challenge on, because people want, fancy neutral colors, but it should be cotton. Yeah, it should be cotton. So that's where the challenge is.
Hello, good afternoon. Just to chip in, I'm Chipo.
Yeah.
Chipo.
Hi, Chipo. Welcome. Introduce yourself. Where are you calling from? Because
thank you so much. I'm in Lusaka as well, except I'm not with Trisha. She mentioned I'm the sister, the one that we saw together with. So yes, all our materials are 100% cotton. We managed to find a source in Lusaka. They say they buy their materials from China. So yes, they're very much 100% cotton. As she said, the only challenge is that they rarely stock prints. And actually this whole year, they haven't stocked any new prints. So that has been the challenge. And when we tried to buy from their sources, because they say they buy them from China. So we tried to ask about here and there, but then they only have, as she said, just big rows. So it's not a problem for us, except the finances to be able to purchase a whole row is where we're having a challenge.
okay, that's interesting, because cotton, before it go to China, has to come from somewhere else, because they don't produce cotton. I mean, Africa has cotton. So maybe do a little bit of research, and I'll be informing you more about where to get cotton. I'm sure it's also in Kenya, because they do produce kangas. I know they want colors that are not, we have so vibrant colors. That's very true. But cotton itself comes out actually almost white or not off-white, because I've worked with cotton also as well in my past when I was young. So it's something that you can also weave it and make it yourself as well. You can get it as raw material, but probably that's not the stage you want to do. You want to do at the value added of cotton side. So anybody who's listening out there, and also I'll be sharing also in my network also to help you with that. So I have a question here, probably for Muiche, that was on the chat. How can Zambians in Europe benefit from the grants? If you're there, you can unmute yourself as I bring other questions from now, global questions coming in. Let's just answer this one first. How can Zambians in Europe benefit from the grants that you mentioned? If you can unmute yourself, let me see whether it's from my side or your side.
Oh, okay. I think I hope I've got the question correctly. How can Zambians in the diaspora?
It's on the chat.
In Europe?
Benefit from the grants.
Oh, Zambians in Europe benefit from the grants, the constituency development funds.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Yeah, okay. The thing is, you have to be a part of a constituency or a ward in order for you to benefit. But remember, I'm putting a but because I don't work for the government. But what I know is that I'm very, very sure that if that woman or the Zambian that is in Europe has partnered with an organization or a cooperative here in Zambia, I believe they can benefit because they will be providing, they are answering to a problem. They have a solution to a problem. So that they are Zambian, just because they are in Europe doesn't mean they cannot access these funds. Because I'm very sure that even before they left, obviously they have a constituency. And if they're able to connect to any constituency or ward, they can be here. I mean, I'm here. Maybe I could find a way where we could connect, because you see, if they have ideas that are in Europe that would benefit our constituencies and our account and our the constituencies, I believe that they are able to. I believe that they're able to. So that we just have to work around the fact that they have to be a part of a constituency or a ward.
Okay.
So if they are from Central Province, for instance, they could find a ward where they belong, the constituency where they belong, and try to find, or maybe find a cooperative or form a cooperative and be a part of that cooperative and bring out that idea. And I believe it can be funded. So the funding is from 40,000 kwacha to 200,000 kwacha that you're supposed to pay back in a space of 5 years. I'm not very sure about the interest. I don't know whether it's 5% or 3%. I'm not very sure, but I would be able to share some information to them when I collect it if they were able to communicate with us. I hope I've answered that question.
Yeah, thank you, Abasa. Because it's a very good question, because most of us diaspora want to support people on the ground. And as much as people think we have grants here to bring down there, probably they come direct to the continent. And some of the product that we bring, they are supposed to support the people on the ground. So, and with adding our own funds and adding other people credit, I mean, it's something that I've seen a lot of diaspora doing, going in the continent, partnering with their family or business partners, and really. So it's something that it should not be looked like we can bring our funds from here, bring it to you guys, but actually those funds come directly to the continent. They don't go through the diasporans.
That's right.
Yeah, thank you for that. So these are more questions there now. These ones are coming out from the Caribbean side. They are very excited with your discussion with you here, and I put them in the chat as well because they were sent on my WhatsApp from their listening to us on YouTube. How can we as women make a bridge between Africa continent and Caribbean? So these are talking now, since you are the people here on Zambia, because the continent Africa is a big, we have to start from somewhere. How can Zambia have a bridge working with the Caribbean? Because these are another networking that is coming very fast. If you haven't noticed, they are already opening bridges so that they are ready to partner with you and work with you. So let me know how that as well. And I can see she dropped off. Trisha, you can start as well, starting from your business. Probably this is the time to see how to involve them in your business in terms of partnership. Go ahead, Trisha. And Lois as well. Go ahead, mention something around that.
Yeah, I think it will all depend on what really do they want to work with us, in particular in Zambia. Then we can find out what is the right process of us working with them. As much as we would love to work with them, we should also get the right channel and the right step, starting with the government itself.
Okay. So Trisha, you have something to add on that? And Chipo?
On my part, I don't think
I don't really have any. Call it marketing yourself. I'm trying to encourage women to know when opportunities come and when to grab them. This is one of them. Trisha, go ahead.
Okay, on my part, I think I'll go back to the same story I've been talking about. If they can actually help me purchase some materials there, I think that can be a very welcome take.
Okay.
Maybe I can also add on, apart from that, if they are willing to partner with you, it all comes back and see that what is it that they want to work with you at. Is it do they want you to partner with them in terms of business? Do they want you to export your items to their place? So you rehearse and reach an agreement on how you can work together. That's for Trisha. That is my opinion.
Thank you for that insight.
Yeah, for me, especially if you're, as you're saying, you have instead of going to buy from China, why don't you think of sourcing if you can't get it in Africa, which I am really in doubt of that. But what about sourcing it from the Caribbean side? That's also doing business with them, right? And it's an opportunity for you. I'm thinking just only with your product at the moment and how you can move it on. So I can see, as I said, we can collaborate on Trade Expo in the Caribbean so that we can connect Africa and the diaspora, definitely. Someone mentioned why you mentioned the government. I'm not sure why she mentioned the government. Maybe Lois, you want to elaborate on that, how that was coming in?
There are other steps. I'll talk of like Twitry. I don't know how far they've gone with doing the registration with their company. This is also looking at what Michelle was talking about. Do you have all the right necessary documents in place for you to export or import what you need to get?
Okay, copied. So yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Just to add on. So we managed to also ask, as she mentioned earlier, we do know some people who are, for instance, who said South Africa. Somebody mentioned they actually do have some nice prints in South Africa, which is nearby, but then it still goes back to the transport to South Africa and back, the finances. And also it's if we were to travel, I'm guessing we can just go the same day and come back. Maybe we'd have to go for 2 days at least. So all those finances is what is also a challenge on our part. Just to get there and back is also, yes, it's a challenge for us.
Logistics. So I hear you. You're talking
Yes.
more logistics. You don't need to go in person because we have logistics to do that part, right? So we are, and that's something that we have also noticed with the interest trade in the continent. The logistics are not yet outlined, and I mentioned that we've partnered I mentioned with one of the organizations there that you should be checking very regularly and see how you can work with them in the future. And it's something that I'm encouraging most of you to have a look at them, because they are actually supporting quite a lot of Jumia. I don't know whether they're in Zambia, but Jumia. And actually I heard there are so many logistic companies that are existing that they're not yet out there, but you can be able to start maximizing, looking how because they go through with the transport. They have small transport vehicles, they move from one country to another one. I heard about this in one of the countries, I can't remember which one, but they negotiate within themselves when they're traveling from one country to another one to bring goods and services as well. But it's a very insider thing, and I think that's where we women, we lack this information. It's a very insider thing, and that's why you need to start talking. And I love that you came here to talk about your product, Tricia, and people and your issues and your problems, because this goes a very long way, because that's how we create the networking platform to the next level. So I want to hand over to, because I think we are past our time, Lois, so I hand you over to help us to close that, and we'll be following up closely with you all in the future on this discussion, and there's quite a lot we can learn from each other.
Thank you.
I can see somebody else want to ask a question. Who was that? Muiche, are you there? You can unmute yourself if you're talking. We can't hear you. Are you there? I don't think we can hear you anymore.
Hello.
Now
can you hear me now?
Yes.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to say that I'm happy about how the meeting has gone today, and especially Twitry Designs. I think it's Twitry. When you see women sit like this on a round table and discuss, ideas come and answers. A solution has been proved here. We didn't need money, to network. You've advised on where cotton is. You can't get cotton from China, but within Africa or the Caribbean. I think that's why we need to continue this, because these interactions are what some of the challenges that we are having as we are.
Michi, you have very strong information, but we keep losing you all the time. Technology, but
I'm very.
You're back?
The network is bad.
Yes, but I think it's such as it has been fair to us today. We've tried all means. As you can see, Lois is here on my mobile. On the WhatsApp, you can hear her well. We have to juggle. We have to juggle to make sure that everything works. So over to you, Lois.
Thank you so much, Joy, for your time, for sparing time to be part of us. I know you have you're supposed to attend, but you've also advertised that you should be with us and support us. And we really appreciate for your support. And we also appreciate Trisha for your presentation, sharing your information, and how you started your business. It's quite impressive and also encouraging to have us out there who are still sitting down and not doing something on what God has given them, the talent that is in their hands. Mwiche, we really appreciate for your information, for the knowledge that you've shared with us, and we are looking forward to getting more information and sharing what you have, your ideas, your experience. Thank you so much. And everyone at large who is joining us, thank you so much. Feel free to contact us, join, become a member of African Women in Trade. Google www.African Women in Trade and register, become a lifetime member. It's a one-off registration thing. You don't have to do it over and over, and be part of what African Women is doing, benefit from it, to get information, use it for information, get the right network. We need each other. You can't run a race on your own. You need somebody to push you to get the right information, to do the right thing. Sometimes you might have the idea, but you don't know how to go about it. But as we meet like this, you get more information and more knowledge on how you can start, how you can do something that you haven't done, so that you're able to progress and succeed in life. My names are Royce Jovu, African Women representative. Thank you so much. Over to you, Joy.
Thank you so much for that. I'm trying to make sure that everybody see, because we have to use technology the way it comes. So the my space here, we are sharing together with, she's just here with me, as you can see, and we have managed to talk. And this is what we have to, as we heard from Wiche, we have to come up with solution ourselves. How can we still push this technology to work for us? And this is the same way I want to encourage all of you to support each other. If somebody could not have made it to the meeting, share with them this platform as well. And sometimes even call them to your place and have one of your mobile on, and they can listen in and they can join in. Technology is not for everyone. We know that it's very difficult on the ground. That's why we record this, and so that you're able to see that at your time. If you didn't hear it really well and you want to digest it again, I encourage you to come back again. Check out, follow us on YouTube. There are a lot of videos that we have heard before. We have had Cameroon showcasing, and South Africa, as well as the youth. Kenya did as well one. And from there, you'll hear in more information and get contact of people to push you to the next level. Through networking is the only way we can build ourselves as women. Women, we work in a pack. We support each other together. On your own, you'll not make it. And I'm happy to see that we had a financial advisor for us, for the Zambian community. I have a huge network here in Europe from Zambia. They're doing very well. And I think I put them in your network, Lois, and you keep following that lady. She's called Regina Muhondola. She's doing very well here in Belgium. She should be able to help you support also your organization. They have a huge network of diaspora Zambia as well here in Europe, and as well in the US here combined. So I'll be giving you more information to them, because I think that's where the communications are: networking, building your network, and collaborate. And we are here as well from different countries. Now my work is to look for that cotton, Trisha, and I'll be sending to you right away to make sure that you don't buy any more cotton from China, because I've never had China manufacturing of any cotton on there, and it's also they remove it from Kenya and they process it and then they send you back. That we have to stop this. We have to stop this, ladies. And I hope there's
Thank you.
smart here taking this as a business opportunity. Wherever there's a problem, there's a solution, and that's a business opportunity. Somebody should be taking the cotton and processing the cotton you want with your design as the way you want. So that's how I see this conversation going forward. And to Lois, thank you so much. I know you were to do this very early. And yeah, when the nature called, we have to obey the nature as usual. You have done an amazing one putting this together. And guys, you had Lois, also you forgot to mention to us about, and maybe before we close, because it's so important, your connection with the South Africa with the menstruation cup. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Oh, yes. My connection in South Africa with Ruth Apostolo. She's the one who is a woman having a manufacturing company for the menstrual cups, who is working together with African women in trade, and we're working together and trying to support the Imara Hope Foundation to have the right product for a girl child, for us women, a girl child who can't afford to buy a sanitary pad in the rural setup. It's a very good network. I think I think next time when we have a meeting, we'll try to invite her so that she can also share more on what she's doing.
Exactly. And it was a very interesting product. We also met Lois on our platform, and there was this lady, one of our manufacturing company, which Ruth, she's all the way in South Africa. They had just launched the product, and they connected with Lois. Before you know it, I was so happy to hear about she managed to register it, and you can imagine the processes. And I'm happy to know that she went through the whole process. So if you have a product and you want to launch it in Zambia, she's the right person to tell you where to knock the doors, because she managed to do that, and the product is there. And I think you've already launched, if I'm not wrong, or going to launch as well. And they will be calling us, all of us, to come and celebrate that as well with them. And if you want to distribute the product and you're in Zambia or even in any country, reach out to Lois. She's going to connect you with the right places, because the menstruation cup is a solution of us women. We don't need to use these pads, and I can imagine in the continent, the kind of pads are offered, they're not the most healthy product. These are simple products that you can use as a woman, as a cup, and you can wash it and stick with it for over 10 years. And these are lessons of a next time. And I'm sure Lois is going to have a presentation when they do this next time on the next topic in coming through. So thank you so much. And I wish you all a good weekend. Enjoy your Saturday and Sunday, and check out on us again with different topics as well. And I didn't give people a chance to talk, those ones who are coming. Anyone who wants to say anything in the chat, please do so now. And I want to say bye-bye to those ones on YouTube, and we'll just have a quick conversation here with the people on the chat, and see you next time on Africa Women in Trade. And thank you, Lois. This was AWT Zambia. Thank you, and bye-bye those ones on